Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rec Talk, and we've got a lot going on in the world of Georgia Tech football. So, step one of life after Collins is complete. We've hired athletic director J Batt. I think his name's Jason Batt. Kind of weird that he just has a first initial. Maybe that's really his first name is Jay. But on paper, this looks absolutely like a great hire. If you haven't read about the guy, he was hired by Alabama in 2017. I think he's been the COO of their athletic program, been responsible for a ton of fundraising. I mean, make no mistake, as great as Nick Saban is, Alabama football is not where they are if they're not getting fundraising right. That's a major part of being successful in college football today. So I really like the hire J Batt. After Collins, I'm still a little hesitant to just look at things on paper and say, oh, this is absolutely a home run. So we'll see what goes on. Another interesting thing is he does have a relationship with Brent Key. Brent Key was the offensive line coach at Alabama, took over in 2016. I think he replaced Mario Cristobal. So some interesting tidbits there. And from everything I've seen, he's going to have a very easy job. So I've seen a lot of things on both extremes on Brent Key. So what about Brent Key? I even saw someone make a video that's like, hey, if you hire Brent Key, where is Georgia Tech football in 7 years? I don't care about where Georgia Tech football is in 7 years. I care about where it is this year, next year, and the year after. Because if we're not where we need to be in those years, it doesn't matter for 7 years. After Collins, I don't care about having some flashy guy that is a great marketer, 404 and all that nonsense. We need a coach that's going to win football games. If you're not winning football games, it doesn't matter what you do. All right. So I think Brent Key is going to be the guy. So I've seen people say, well, if he takes us to a bowl, should we hire Brent Key? Are you crazy? Absolutely. You should hire Brent Key. He doesn't even need to take you to a bowl. I personally think if he beats, let's look at the schedule. If he beats both Virginias and is within a touchdown of Florida State or wins it, I think you hire him right there and shore up recruiting. Don't downplay how monumental this turnaround is in 2 weeks. I mean, just try. I know you don't want to because it might be damaging, but try to put yourself in the Collins still being a head coach at Georgia Tech and what that team looked like. I mean, we virtually didn't have special teams. We had, in the entire time he was here, we had never won back-to-back games. We had never beaten a team that finished in the top 25. So as great as that win over North Carolina at Mercedes might have felt, that was not a good North Carolina team. They didn't finish ranked. So Key has done in 2 weeks what Collins hasn't been able to do in 3 years, 3.5 years, however you want to look at it. And from everything, from everything I'm hearing from Key, he's kind of low-key said he's been suffering in silence, right? And this isn't, I don't want this to be a bash Jeff Collins video, but he made one comment that all 105 players showed up to meetings on time. Was that not happening? Like, it just seems like there was zero accountability or discipline for anyone on the team. So it is incredibly difficult when you've set a culture of things are just loose. It doesn't really matter what time you show up. Like, we'll just figure it out in the game. It is incredibly difficult to change that mindset in 4 days, right? He was named the interim Monday afternoon and beat Pitt on the road 4 days later, I think. 4 or 5 days later. So I'm 100% behind Brent Key. We'll see as the season plays out. But he's saying all the right things. And I also like that he seems to be irritated a little bit with press conferences. He's focused on the right thing, which is, how do we win this week? How do we get prepared to win the football game this week? Some other things we had, I forget the guy's name, we had a wide receiver transfer. That's probably because King and Blackburn have looked really, really good and stepped up the past week. Watch out for Leo Blackburn. That guy out of Westlake is an absolute stud. Reminds me a lot of Pitts that's at, used to play at Florida's with the Falcons now. I don't know the status of Nate McCullum. Comment on this video if anyone's heard anything on that. I know Key's pretty close to the vest on any injury stuff. And we also had a running backs coach resign, which I don't exactly know what that's about. It's not super alarming to me because he's bounced around a lot of different places. It could be that, I mean, if you've noticed, number 4 Smith hasn't started since Key's taken over. I think Key, he's straight up said it. He's completely revolutionized or changed how practice is done, and I think he's going with, which is what we should be doing. Whoever practices the best and shows the most in practice is going to start. So maybe the running backs coach didn't agree with that philosophy. Maybe he saw the writing on the wall and he's going to go ahead and bow out and position himself for another job. But I think if you resign, you don't get paid your contract. Like, that's it. I'm not exactly sure on that, but let me know. So anyways, we're on a bye this week. And this is what's crazy. I'm kind of sad we're on a bye because I am excited for Georgia Tech football for the first time in probably 2.5 years. And I wish we were playing because, we don't have a talent issue. And we've shown that. I mean, how different has Jeff Sims looked in 2 weeks? So when we started the pick game, I think there was about 3 picks. You could probably say 2 of them could probably be pick sixes. But what did we do? I mean, novel idea. He's running the ball well. Let's go with that. Like, we don't have to go with let's just run these preset 25 plays. Let's let the game dictate and what the defense is doing dictate how we play call on offense. Wow. And then against Duke, I haven't seen a traditional quarterback. I know we had Justin Thomas under the triple option, but look that good at Georgia Tech probably since George Godsey. I mean, looked really, really good and composed in the pocket. So a lot of things to be excited about. I don't know where this will go as far as the channel's concerned. Rec Talk, I don't know if more than 5 people will ever watch this, but I plan to put 2 videos out a week. We'll do a pregame, we'll do a postgame, and then we'll address, as this thing evolves, new hires as it comes about. So if you like it, subscribe to the channel. Y'all have a great day.